The Small Enterprise Finance Agency, more commonly known as CIFA, is an agency of the Department of Small Business Development, mandated to provide access to finance for small, micro, and medium enterprises as well as cooperatives through direct lending, wholesale lending, and other channels. These businesses include the service, manufacturing, agriculture, construction, mining, green industry sectors, among others. In a quest to alleviate poverty, create jobs, and stimulate the economy, here is CIFA CEO, Mr. Mxolisi Machamba, to explain.
CIFA is an entity of the Department of Small Business Development and also a subsidiary of the Industrial Development Corporation. Our mandate really is informed by the government's objectives of addressing the critical market failure, i.e., the lack of access to finance. Commercial banks are very reluctant to extend credit to SMEs because of the risky nature of the sector. And as government, we then decided to form entities like CIFA to address that market failure of lack of access or unwillingness by commercial banks to extend credit to SMEs.
The development and the assistance I've managed to receive from CIFA has been able to assist me to actually get into the manufacturing space and establish myself properly in there. Through that, I ran through the application process, which was fairly smooth. It did take some time because there was a lot of double checking, evaluating, and just ensuring that the money that is actually paid over by the taxpayers will be used properly and it's not going to be wasted.
CIFA made it possible. I started this journey and I had no money. I had 0 cents in my account, but I had a dream and I was passionate about my dream. I went in and I remember when I went to do a business plan, I did my business plan, closed the doors for a whole of 2 months. I never went out.
One of the things that we encourage our SMEs is to, I would say, get your house in order. Simple, have a business plan. And if you don't have the capacity to develop a business plan, you can work with our sister agency, CIDA, to help you to prepare the business plan. Because that business plan, it gives us an idea that you have really applied your mind. You've done your market research. It's actually spoken to your target market. You have spoken to even your input providers, your suppliers. You've even tested your capacity to deliver in terms of funding and human capital that we need in your institution or your entity that you're going to set up. Get the business plan organized. Sort out your SARS matters. Get your tax affairs organized. Get your entity registered for tax purposes, because if you want to access taxpayers' money, you better be ready also to contribute to the kit. Because you can't say when the sun is shining, you won't pay taxes, and when it rains, you come back to government to borrow a tax umbrella.
As I approached CIFA, they told me the ways and how to do things. They gave me opportunities to take loans and to pay it off in my ideal terms. They've given us some realistic rates. They didn't expect deposits, and they gave us some lenience from our first initial payment.
The first 5 days of the hard lockdown was extremely difficult for me, and I'm sure for every businessman. I approached CIFA and other companies for financial assistance, and the application with CIFA was successful at the end of the day. It helped me tremendously covering the biggest cost and expenses like the salaries and the rent for that month that we weren't operating.
I've been in the hospitality, but more in the restaurant type of business. What CIFA did for me was absolutely great because I got to realize my dream, if I can say 10 years earlier. That was so great because I don't think I would have found it anyway. If you go to any bank, there would have been restrictions and there was no way that I could afford it.
We were also hit hard, but we managed to keep afloat in a sense that we were once again fortunate enough to approach CIFA, and they actually provided us with a COVID relief loan to keep afloat and also still retain the staff that we had.
Ndiyabulela kakhulu mna kuCIFA kuba incedile. Ndizothanda ukukhuthaza nabanye abantu abancinci abasakhulayo ku-business, and then ndifuna ubaxelela ukuba uCIFA uyanceda, mabangabi ne-information erongo abayithatha kwezinye indawo.
CIFA played a fundamental role in the business, and they came CIFA came to the party basically when we needed CIFA the most. Having existing contract, the green side contract that our touches are based on, you know, we needed, the client approached us with an increased scope, and we needed more equipment and more support.
I would like to say thank you so much to CIFA for the support that they've given us. Fortunately, CIFA, we were there at the right time. We stressed the right people, we talked to the right people, and eventually they were able to help us in a way that they were able to give us startup capital.
We did the application online. We submitted the application with all the required supporting documents, and 4 weeks later, our application was approved.
Nzima kakhulu kuba nento bekuthiwa akunemali yobhatala abasebenzi, akukho nemali ye-fertilizer, kuba ke umthi awusozophila ngaphansi kwe-fertilizer. Even kwalo mntu ube usebenzayo usincede kakhulu CIFA uma masiyifumane loo mali.
Ke leboha CIFA haholo ha ke tsebe nkare ka tsela e jwang. Ne ke sa dumele hore tla ga o le jena be ke na le metšhini e mengata so e strong so e turu so le grant e turu ka tsela e ba mphileng yona ba nketseditse ntho e nngwe le e nngwe. Ke ya kopa CIFA tswelang pele ka mosebetsi o motle, thusang batho le lona kopanang le CIFA e tla le thusa je ka le nna e nthusitse.